can the United States of America be seen as an empire from its very beginning?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that's an interesting thesis. William Appleman Williams is very famously wrote a book called Empire as a Way of Life about the United States of America. And his basic argument is simply this, that the founding fathers of the United States of America were a part of an English establishment, he calls them, a powerful group of wealthy men, of merchants, of politicians, who basically wanted independence from the British Empire, from London, and control from London, so that they could set up their own empire in North America. Not through colonies, but through states. And particularly, you might say that the states are kind of our version of colonies if you look at it in the context of Native Americans. Because what is happening is that a lot of Anglo settlers from the Old World come to North America, and they begin to buy land from Native Americans. But after the American War for Independence, they increasingly take it. They take it by force. They then administratively create territories. Then they administratively create states. And so, and then President Monroe comes out in the early 1800s and issues the Monroe Doctrine that says to other European colonial powers, North America, the Western Hemisphere, is our sphere. This is where we're going to do our colonization. This is where we're going to take our part of the world. So don't mess with us. Don't mess with us. And he seems to have in mind particularly the Russians. And he seems to have been concerned about Russian interests in what would become Alaska.
But well, Russia also expanded its powers in California.
Yeah, exactly. In what will become California and what will, the Western United States.
Yes.
That seems to be his main concern. But also, I think he probably had concern with other European powers wanting to get into Mexico and into Latin America.
Also, well, the Monroe Doctrine was reused by President Theodore Roosevelt that for the new imperialisms in United States in late 19th centuries.
Oh, very much so. For instance, the Spanish-American War
Yes.
of 1898 is a great example of that, where where we say we go to war to liberate the Cubans from the wicked empire of Spain, from European power projected in the New World, in the Western Hemisphere. That's a great example of how the Monroe Doctrine is applied in the late 19th century.
Also, well, the actions of the American governments done in the Americas is very similar to those empires in the Old World, that they control the republics in the Central and South Americas. Well, a very interesting things for describe is republics use the banana
republics.
Yes, banana republics.
Yes.
That well.
Yeah,
The economies and politics controlled by America's big business, like the banana companies.
Yes, like Dole.
Yeah.
Dole Fruit Company is a very good example of that. And American business interests, particularly agricultural business interests, have a hand in orchestrating several overthrows of governments in the 1950s under the Eisenhower administration. The CIA topples, and now I'm forgetting the country, but Eisenhower, the CIA overthrows a Latin American country at the behest of American business companies like Dole Fruit Company and these other American agribusiness companies.
Um. So well, outside the Americas, United States has many military bases around the world, and also well, it has established many islands network in the world. Like, well, the Saudi Arabia is the United States. Is the Saudi Arabia is the largest oil suppliers for the United States.
Sure, these were strategic, and it starts in the 19th century with, and one of the reasons why Hawaii was, basically taken over. It was a coaling station in the 19th century. It was recognized that you project global power through sea power, so you needed islands scattered, in the world's oceans so that you could stop off and get coal for your battleships. So that's one of the reasons why we had an interest in the Philippines, right? Why we want to liberate the Philippines from the Spanish Empire. And so today it's oil, it's petroleum, right? So we that's why we're very keen on Saudi Arabia. Why we're keen on what happens in Venezuela, right? Because Venezuela supplies a lot of petroleum to the world and to the United States. So, yeah, that goes back to the 19th century.
Also, well,